plan some way to capture him if that's what we want to do. Reason I brought that up to the group is because I just don't want to all out, do a bombardment and attack this guy and not know what's going on.
The location of the well, and therefore the location of the White Mask.
So are we all in agreement? Shrump, this is especially to you. That we'll think first. We'll do some diplomacy first, and then we'll decide where to go from attacks.
Right,
if we're gonna
diplomacy, then attack. Right, got it.
We should have a story plan or some sort of deception plan in case
I don't think he's going to believe us at all.
Well,
he would not trust us to take us along with him to the well. I think we just need to not be seen at all.
My door's lighting up here, I think.
But you should always have a backup plan. If for some reason we are seen, we should have some.
What kind of ideas do you have, Widow? What are some of the thoughts that you have for a backup plan?
Well, obviously he's afraid of the cult finding out what's going on, that he's lost the mask. So that's not going to be good. Claiming in any way to be related to the cult is not going to be good.
Hey, just to make sure, I don't know if I told you guys this before, but in my bag, one of the things that we had done earlier with my old team is we infiltrated the cult by putting on one of their masks and putting on some of their robes. And the robes mean something different. Purple robes mean that they're nobility, and then there's different other kinds of robes. And I actually still have a robe and a mask in my pack. So if it comes down to doing some disguise, I don't know what your what your abilities are for disguising yourselves, but we could still do that. What say you guys?
Yeah, I can disguise myself as an orc.
Right.
Instead of an half-orc.
And
Absolutely.
Also, I would still like to restate that finding this well is the most important thing at this point, so I don't think we jeopardize that in any way. Also, maybe we forgot to ask around town if any of the other guides might know the location of this well. It could be that he has gotten a guide to go to it, and maybe we could try that as well.
Yeah, but we don't have to get guides from just the town. I mean, I don't want to have to fly back X amount of hours to get a guide.
And you're about 6-7 hours away, so.
But you're absolutely right, Vay. Maybe a smart move is if we get ahead of them, we can hire maybe one of these scale people, and see if they can help guide us.
Yes, I can see it now. We wander into a village and say, "Hello, scale people. What likes taking slaves? There's a couple of hundred of you and only 5 of us. Can we hire one of you?" And they'll say, "No, but we'll hire you to work down our mines."
Yeah, you can farm our copper and our silver for us.
Yes, you can be gold farmers.
Okay, here's another idea. We could fly back to town. We have the advantage of flight. We hire a guide who could fly us to the location of the well, possibly. And therefore, we might be able to get there quicker. We do have the advantage of the griffins.
That's true. Now that's clever. That's why she's a woman, because she's clever.
But didn't the lady at the inn say that it usually takes about 2 days to get to the well, and that they had already been gone for 4?
3 days.
So
3 days.
yeah, that does not bode well. That kind of makes me believe that he might have already made it there.
Well, if we don't know where it is, well, I guess we could continue following these tracks then.
Well, it's up to you guys. I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah, that's a good point also.
Dave,
I may already be there.
Is it dark?
Yes, Trump. It is dark. Yes.
Can I rouse one of the griffins and climb up and go up to sort of like 500 feet and look across the landscape around me for fires or lanterns or something?
One of the griffin riders will do that for you. Sure.
Thanks
Good
very much,
idea.
mate.
Unless you
Hey,
want to
listen.
try to fly the Griffin yourself, which
Which
I
I
would.
don't recommend.
Yeah.
You know, that's right. We're not flying these griffins. We could send one of the griffin riders back for a guide if we need to, as a backup, just as an FYI.
It's not a bad idea either.
Yeah,
So we
but
do
that
that
means we're one griffin short for when we want to go on. And Shrump doesn't like walking.
Yeah, that's just gonna
Dude.
slow us down and get us.
Do water people? Do you lot weigh much?
No.
Normal
Can you
size
turn
of
to
a
a pail
human.
of water?
It's the same. Same.
Oh, all right. So we couldn't just like put you in a bucket or something and carry you underneath.
Or have the griffin drink
No.
it? Piss you out later.
No. I'm not a pure. I'm not a pure elemental from the elemental plane. I'm a half breed. I'm
Right.
also part human.
Sorry, I don't know because I've never met one of you before. You just look like some watery bin.
Well, introduce yourself, River. You guys haven't even introduced yourselves to each other yet. Perfect time for character introductions.
Yeah, yes, you are an odd one, River. Tell us more about you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Vay.
that's true.
Thank you. Thank you, Vay.
I was working up to it. I was just being gruff and gruff-like.
I
was
the
getting
ready to
Trump
do
Trump.
I say that to soften my piss joke.
Oh. Well, my name is River Kai.
River Kai.
Yeah, I've lived a life of seclusion after my mother was forced by our village to banish me. Yeah, I was too different from the simple wood folk. They were afraid of me. After leaving the banks of the River Kai at the age of 10, I retreated deeper into the forest. At times sharing habitats with animals like the forest lynx, which I am also called sometimes, a kindred creature to me. Only after discovering that the freshwater spring, which I was born in, did I understand who I truly was.
No, was your mother a human? Or was your father
She
human?
was
You
a
say
human,
you're
yes.
half.
My mother was human. Yeah. I had parents growing up when I was young, but yeah, they and the rest of the village sent me away.
So,
How
so
does
yeah,
one
yeah.
mate with an elemental? I'm curious.
Very
Carefully.
I
carefully.
pull out my book and I'm writing these things down.
Okay.
But she was
Okay.
gonna say she's drawing pictures.
Oh, there's pictures.
Play your cards right, River. I'll show you how to mate. Want to know how we mate?
Well,
Baby?
I slept.
He's
with
a
Faye
dude, Tiberius.
To you, Faye. Say to you, Faye. I rarely share this secret and this story of my life with anyone. So I need to know your motives before I tell you how that happened. Why do you want to know?
For over 600 years, I have explored this area and studied, researched. It is my life. And I'm only curious of this for my own curiosity. I must know everything about everything.
Okay. I will tell you if you swear allegiance of friendship to me.
Whoa.
I will be your friend. For as long as you can live.
For as long as you can live. Short lifer.
Okay, and I call out to the rest of the party who are listening, and I say, well, I consider you all my friends, and this is the story. My mother.
Wait. She had to do
was-
an oath, and you're just going to let us go on without an oath?
I trust you.
Oh.
Her, I wasn't sure about.
All right, I'm good with that.
It doesn't trust the elf. The beautiful, noble elf.
Never trust an elf.
Right. So my mother was swimming, and this is the story she told me. She was swimming in a stream in a small pool hidden deep within the forest. All the way drowned, but she was drowning, and something rescued her. Something that was there hidden in the water brought her back, and yeah, that was how she told me was how I was born.
So, there.
That's quite the rescue.
Yeah. Talk about getting rescued and being consummated all in the same fell swoop.
Do you know your father still?
I do. I do,
Is-
but that I will absolutely not talk about.
Okay, I am interested as I continue writing my book here. Did he mean to impregnate your mother, or was it maybe just an accident of contact?
Impregnate. I love it.
It wasn't an accident. Yeah. In order to save her from certain death, it was. So
Yeah,
he described it to me.
I used that one in
was
high
necessary.
school all the time.
It doesn't work for me either.
Unable to save you from certain death, we're gonna need to do something.
You
If he
can
did nothing,
see that
she would
Faye
have
is trying
died.
to hold back a smile.
Yeah, I
Lips
see
are
it on your
trembling.
icon. Yeah.
Lips are trembling, trying to hold it back. And she continues to write in the book.
Yeah. So that is my story, fair travelers.
I really need to meet one of these elementals. It sounds fascinating.
Are you a bit sort of gagging for it, old girl?
I'm just very curious how this process works.
Old girl.
You're curious about intercourse? I'll be more than happy to instruct you in the ways.
I'm
I was
beyond the
curious
times
myself.
of having children, both by
Even better.
mortals or elementals.
Even
It is
better.
okay.
Even better.
What Trump say?
Nothing. Sorry. Please go on.
I was done. So, River, your father and your mother was the only human, I'm guessing, who lived in a
No, I also
society
had a. I
of
also had a.
elementals, or was it the
Well,
opposite?
She had a partner. We come from a human village.
Fight. Thank you
human
so much
village
for the follow
of
fight. Appreciate
other
it.
rangers and
Welcome.
fish river folk.
Raw Key.
But
Thank you for the
he
follow.
was, I think, he was the stronger force in sending me away, and I always knew he was not my true father.
ZN Grunt.
I met him
Thank
much
you
later.
For the follow. Thank you.
Much later
your
in life.
human father counterpart sent you away.
Correct. Yes. It was a sad day. Broke my heart, and I was in isolation for close to 20 years.
So I'm not up on Genasi, but and I hope this isn't a personal question, but what's the lifespan of your species?
Well, I've never met another like myself. I believe we share a lot with the elves. I don't live as long as an elf, but I think I'm pretty sure live a little longer than a normal human would. But
Genasi
we're
live up to about 120 years, so
we're all very similar.
Genasi mature at about the same rate as a human, and reaches adulthood in their late teens. They live somewhat longer than humans, up to 120 years.
Very good.
Said a voice from the darkness.
I'm throwing out the hook so somebody will ask me about my life. Well, not everybody.
I know a lot about
well,
you.
in the.
Oh, you listen to the
quiet-
crickets.
Nobody cares.
The crickets are
Human is so
chirping.
common, though. Everyone knows about them.
Well, you know, in the quiet time around the fire while we're all pondering.
No
I'll just-
fires. No fires.
Oh, there's no
We'll
fire.
We'll give away
and-
our position.
Tiberius, speaking of lifespans,
Yes, Vay.
I do remember when we went to look for you that we did find out a little about you. That you fancy yourself an elf. When you
Well,
clearly are not.
Well, you know, I'm not really a blood elf. I guess you can call it a mental elf. My parents, the Glimmerleafs, the Glimmerleafs noble family, they're all elves, and they adopted me when I was just a baby. And a lot of time passed. I was about 25 before I realized that I wasn't really an elf. Nobody came out and told me. When I finally figured it
Your
out,
elven parents never told you that you were not an elf.
no, they treated me just like one of their own. And none of our servants dared tell me anything. And after a bit of time, I thought, I don't have so much life left. I'd expected I'd live for 400 years. Now, it's not going to be much time at all. So I decided I'm going to go out and start living life. And that's why I became an adventurer. I've only got a really short amount of time. I'm going to have to figure out, I'm going to have to get all my 400 years of life in this short life.
I must say that I'm very sorry about what happened. I think it's cruel that they did not tell you that, because they took away what makes humanity the best. And it is the short lifespan. The lifespan of humans are short, and it's what makes them such ambitious creatures. And for you to live to 25 before you find out that you don't have a long life, I think is cruel, in my opinion, and I'm sorry for that.
I hold back some tears. My bottom lip starts quivering a bit. And then I'll just throw something out in Elvish. I'll say something all super... I don't know. My god is Elhana or whatever. She's like an Elvish god. So I'll just say something that she says, like... maybe I'll quote from
Praise be unto thee.
But maybe I'll quote.
Is anybody else hearing these voices in the darkness?
You know, I'll quote from a great Elhwana saying, one of her elven angels called Shia LaBeouf. It says, "Don't let your dreams be dreams." So I'll go ahead and say that out in Elvish, you know, with all this energy and you know, religious fervor.
You said, "Don't let your dreams be dreams."
Yeah, and then another great Elwana saying is, "Just do it."
And I changed the subject quickly for Tiberius' sake. Shrum, what's
What's up?
What of your lineage?
Just do it.
What do you mean, what of my lineage? It's kind of obvious, isn't it? I'm an half-orc.
Well, which is your father, orc or human?
My father was an orc, and my mother was a human.
Oh, I'm very sorry for
Human. An
Well,
human.
they loved each other. They loved each other very much. Thank you very much. And they would have had a long and happy
for
life.
the childbirth.
An human. An human.
No, I
Sure, it
didn't
must
feel.
have been painful. But humans
No.
do not have the stamina that the orc has.
She has a large
I don't know.
vagina. She was good.
It's fine. I didn't feel a thing. I was very young at the time.
My concern wasn't for you, Shrum.
Right. Okay then. Right. Well, I'll see how it is. Now, my parents loved each other very, very much, and I was born at a young age, and my parents realised that they couldn't stay in the Uman village, and certainly couldn't go and live amongst the orcs. I mean, let's face it, you take a Uman woman in amongst the orcs, they'll have eaten her in a weekend. So what we did, we got on a boat and we went to find a big Uman settlement where we could just blend in and live quietly and comfortable like. So we got off the boat at this city called
Born at a
Waterdeep.
young age.
And we was living there, and I was about 12 or 13. I can't quite remember. And then there was this great disturbance with all this magical plague stuff, and it was really bad. And everybody started being real scared of like not stuff what was normal. And there's these people that came, and they came up and they says, "Oi, you're sort of a grey browny colour, and don't look like normal people, so we're gonna chop you up and chuck you in the bay because you're evil." And that's basically what happened to my mum and dad. I've no idea what happened to my younger brother. He disappeared when I was about 4, and so I grew up an orphan on the streets, making my way, and eventually I found the city guard, and I was arrested by the city guard for stealing just one measly apple. One apple, I told you, they arrested me, and they gave me a choice. I could either join the army or be sent to prison for 1,000 years. 1,000 years sounds like a very long time to me, so I decided that I would join the army. And
You were born pretty young, so I mean, 1,000 years might not be too bad.
It does sound like an awfully long time. Anyway, I've joined the army, and as it happens, I happen to be really good at it and shouting at people. I used to shout at people all the time. That's what I do when I'm going home. I shout at people. You have to have a proper shouty voice to do that. So I shout at people, and if they don't do what I say, I kick them with my big ironclad boot. And then they made me an ossifer, and that means that I can shout at people without other people getting upset for me for shouting at people. And my job now is to escort Tiberius on whatever crack-brained scheme he's up to now.
Well, I'm actually pleasantly surprised by that candid response, Trump.
That's all right. You knows where I stand. I knows where you stand. Don't think it means we're going to be taking warm showers together. All right? You keep your hands to yourself, you long-eared bint.
Well, thank you for that, Trump, and I guess I would expect quite the opposite from Widow here. I would ask the same, but I'm sure that you would only tell us what you wanted us to know.
Well, Widow's just I'm kind of leaning against the tree, kind of one of my blades out, kind of doing a little twirly thing with it.
Roll a dex check, please.
I knew it.
Dex check, please.
It was coming. Never said
Why the
shit
hell
like
not,
that.
dude? I just don't do it. I do the hell out of it, man. It's like
Whoa.
elegant, and the blade is just spinning perfectly.
Give me a dex check. Let's see. Let's see how perfect it is.
I will give you a dex check, Dave. Oh shit.
Ooh, beautiful. Yeah, Yes,
Oh, yeah, what
the
you say?
skill of you wielding that blade is quite impressive to the eye.
That's right, bitches.
Carry on, I'm sorry.
So then I just
I had to do that.
no effort at all. Just resheath it, and then I look at the others and I say, "You already know what you need to know
See you aim.
about me.
Good seeing you aim.
I have no interest in talking about my past, and my future. Well, I've already told you what my plans are, and I'm to avenge my sister's death, and so I'm. Hopefully, we'll have that opportunity while I'm traveling with you. If I happen to come across your companions, you'll have to excuse me while I gut them and leave them for dead. But then, that's pretty much all that I can say.
So let me ask you this: what was the reason of you joining the Zentrum then? Because they all know you're part of the Zentrum because Neverember thanked you for the information. So
Plus the giant Z that's carved in your forehead.
hello, Kuru.
Oh no, I mean there's a
Welcome.
great deal going on behind the scenes. I mean, speaking out of character, my Widow's been in the Zentrum for many years.
Yeah.
So, but she's just not going to be one to talk about her business with others. She kind of keeps everything very close to the vest.
Maybe Widow needs to warm up a little bit more with everyone else before she starts spilling it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Well,
Or
at least
maybe she
you
needs a
weren't.
few drinks. Maybe she needs
Oh,
a good-looking
yeah.
guy.
Hey,
Widow
I've
is
got
a person
some
who
wine.
works in the shadows. She's not used to divulging a lot of information, especially personal, and
Shrump,
especially to people
Exactly.
that she has met.
Shrump, roll your looks roll, please. No, I'm just kidding.
My looks roll was a
It'd be
17.
more likely to
Oh!
too much of an ass.
Oh no!
Oh my god. Look what Shrub just rolled at the...
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Shrump,
Okay,
you're
so
calling this
that's-
as a one.
A face only another bottom could love.
Oh my god.
Looks like the only gentleman in this party that would even raise my eyebrow would be
River,
Tiberius
why
with his
don't you,
17.
River, why don't you roll a 20? So let's see your Let's see your comeliness for Genasi.
Oh no.
I don't know what the hell Tiberius is hanging out with all these Uggs.
Looking around the group like, why am I traveling with you people?
Vay,
I don't know.
why don't you give us a Vay? Why don't you give us a comeliness roll?
No, I'm an elf. I don't need the roll.
Ooh, wow.
She defaults to. Besides this, Vay, she defaults to gorgeous.
Widow, why don't you? Do you want to give us a
No.
roll?
It's part of my story. I have
Okay.
to be beautiful.
Yeah,
I'll roll,
she's
but I
sexy,
got to
yeah.
get a +10.
Okay, I'll
Yes,
give
me
you a
too.
plus. We'll give you a +10.
No, I'll roll for fun.
Roll with advantage.
I'm 647 years old. It doesn't matter how well I look at this point. So I'll
So
just roll.
So 640. Oh, it's 18. That's not so bad.
Wow.
So 647. What is that in? Let's see. It can't be a MILF. It can't be a GILF. I don't know after 647 what that ends up being.
An elf.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
snap!
Oh boy. Oh, she rolled
Natural
with
crit.
advantage.
Damn right.
Not cheap.
Oh,
Wow. So
You wouldn't notice that.
still hot.
Vay's
Still hot.
packing an 18. Widow's packing a 20. Oh my gosh. The women in here.
So basically, Vay and
Wow.
I are like gorgeous,
yeah.
Well, and me, I'm
and
a
it's
17.
like beams of light coming down on us. Hush up, Tiberius.
And then there's
17 is not
Shrump.
good enough.
What?
Yeah, exactly. He says, "What?" You like look up. His face is all distorted. There's drool and a booger hanging out, and his hair's
what the
up
hell
and his
happened
ears
to
down.
you,
And
Shrump?
Well,
He's
Trump,
like-
Trump
he's
has
like-
got it. Trump has got a huge burn mark up the side of his head from when he fought a dragon many years ago, and it's healed very badly. He's bald on all up the left-hand side of his face, which is
my
actually this
God.
side, isn't it?
AKA somebody beat him with an ugly stick.
What chipper got to you too, Shrump? I understand.
It did. I fell in. I was put in as a baby. They looked at me and went, "God, he's so beautiful. He looks like an elf. Chuck him in
That's
the wood
not the-
chipper."
You were a baby when it was about around the time you were born, wasn't it?
It was actually just I was a baby just after I was born. Yes. So, Tiberius, we haven't seen your comeliness rolls, eh? Your
I
comeliness
actually
had
rolls.
rolled it
one.
when we started the game, like last year, and it's a 17.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
It
yeah.
really no,
It is,
for real.
it really is.
Yeah, it
I
is.
saw the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I'll link
You
the
were
video
there.
next time.
You were there,
No, I
Widow.
wasn't there when he rolled, but I was there. I watched the video though. That was when the original.
Oh, that's right,
in
because
in the group.
Kensa joined with Tiberius, and you joined,
Mm-hmm.
at Castle
After.
Naratar. Yeah, I got you.
Mhm.
I joined when Misty left.